The machine jammed. A surge of sparks, a fracture through the capsule's frame, and you were cast out of the mechanism. You land in the Neogene, sealed in your thin survival suit, light protection against wind and dust, but no defense against time's indifference. You wake inside a storm of sound. The ground is not steady. It shivers, quakes, vibrates with a rhythm older than language, crawls up through your hands, your spine, your teeth, until even your pulse feels borrowed. The earth itself is trembling beneath the weight of what comes. At the edge of vision, shadows stretch long across the dust. They rise and fall, flicker and distort in the haze of heat. They are not hills, not clouds, but bodies, giant bodies, marching. Mammoths. Their forms swell out of the horizon until the plane itself seems to walk. Your visor dims against the glare of the low sun, but nothing softens the spectacle. Hundreds of titans advance. Their tusks curve like crescents of bone, their hides thick with hair and dust. Their steps split the soil in hairline fractures, each impact a muted detonation beneath your feet. They do not charge, they do not hunt, but they move as a force greater than will. Weather with tusks, geology with legs. The air is no refuge, presses heavy, alive with grit. Your filters strain, rasping faintly in your ears as if the dust is already winning. Each breath tastes of stone and crushed pollen, even through the suit's seals. You realize the truth. Your protection is a skin thinner than the world's contempt. The herd is not alone in its movement. Wind gathers around them, pushed forward in waves. Carries musk, rank, damp, animal, and it carries threat. The direction of their hunger is written in the gusts, the certainty of their path etched in the air. You feel the message in your ribs. Do not resist. The sun lowers, carving the land in sharp contrasts of shadow and fire. Grass bends flat beneath gusts, hissing like whispers. Distant ridges ripple, distorted by rising heat. The rare silhouettes of trees stand like brittle ruins, their branches twisted by endless gales. You are small here, too small. Your body tightens, instinct screaming, run, survive. But where? The herd expands like a tide, closing every path. To cross their current is to step into silence, into weight, into an end without echo. You lower your glove to the earth. It thrums beneath you, alive not with creatures but with momentum itself. The vibration climbs your arm, a private drum of inevitability. The truth burns through panic. If you place yourself against this, you will not be destroyed in anger. You will be erased without thought. And yet, in the center of fear, clarity emerges. You cannot stand against them. You must learn to walk with them. The ground, the wind, the shadows, they are not obstacles. They are instructions. If you read them, you may survive one more breath, one more dusk. Your suit hums faintly, air rasping through its filters, dust battering against the visor. It reminds you of your fragility, of the thin shell separating you from the raw hostility of this plane. You know then, this is not armor. It is permission to keep listening, nothing more. Here you are not a traveler. You are not a witness. You are only a fragment clinging to a time that does not want you. The herd is forever. You are not. The plane rejects you the moment you try to move. It stretches in every direction, a canvas of grass and dust without refuge. At first, it seems open, even generous in its space. But the more you look, the more it presses against you, a horizon with no shelter, no end. The wind never rests. It scrapes against your visor, slamming into the suit's frame, whistling through every seam as if searching for a way in. The dust is worse. It does not float, it swarms. Fine as ash, sharp as ground glass. It coats everything, shifting in clouds that rise from every step of the herd. It clogs the filters with a faint rasp, a constant reminder of how little separates you from drowning in grit. Every breath is borrowed. The mammoths dominate the land, but they do not own it. Their thunder is joined by other rhythms. Pale herds of antelope-shaped creatures dart in clusters across the grass, scattering like sparks. They move as if haunted, vanishing into mirages before you can fix them in sight. Each time they appear, they are chased by silence, silence heavy enough to hide teeth. And those teeth are close. Low, deliberate shadows skim through the long stems. Cats, long-bodied and low, their movements fluid, their heads heavy with fangs that arc downward past their jaws. Saber-toothed predators, tuned to weakness. They do not follow the herd. They follow the edges, the stragglers, the ones who stumble. They follow you. The ground itself deceives. It looks firm, a sheet of waving stems, but it hides pits where water once lay, now dry and brittle. Step without testing, and your foot sinks into hollows that twist your weight, threatening to break you with a single misstep. Each step must be a negotiation with soil. Beneath the grass, other lives stir. A hiss, low and steady, ripples close. You glimpse the collapse of stems as something thick and scaled drags its body unseen. A serpent, broad as your thigh, moves silently toward its refuge. The grasses are its camouflage and you are trespass. Heat smothers you. The sun hangs low, yet it does not soften. It burns sideways, carving long shadows that stretch like claws across the dust. The air quivers with mirage, distance folding and unfolding in distorted waves. The faint hum of your suit's cooling system falters under the strain. Your body remains hot, damp, pressed inside a shell that is too thin to keep out the climate, too fragile to take off. And night waits at the edges. Already you sense its approach. The warmth that smothers you now will collapse into cold sharp enough to bite through bone. The predators will leave their shade. The wind will turn into a knife, slicing through every seam. No wall exists here. No tree holds strong enough to bear your weight. The rare patches of twisted wood are brittle, shallow-rooted, bent against storms. They are symbols, not shelters. The herd alone offers paths. Their steps crush the grass flat, leaving corridors where snakes do not linger, where hunters hesitate to follow. The mammoth's musk overwhelms the air, masking smaller prey. Yet they are no sanctuary. To enter their line is to risk annihilation, to mistake indifference for safety. The plain reveals its paradox. To walk apart is to be hunted. To walk too close is to be erased. There is no balance, only a seam to cling to, an edge between inevitability and hunger. The world does not hate you. Hatred would imply recognition. This place does not even see you. It will let you move until your strength collapses, then fold you into silence. The predators, the wind, the dust, they are not malice. They are indifference sharpened into law. And in such a world, only rules will keep you breathing. You cannot fight this plane. You can only obey it. Survival here is a negotiation. A set of fragile laws written not in words but in wind, hoofbeats, and shadow. Break them and the land will take you without pause. Rule 1. Never step against the herd. The mammoths are not predators. They will never choose you, but their weight is greater than choice, and their indifference is fatal. To cross their current is to place yourself in the blind path of inevitability. Even the smallest calf outweighs you many times over. Their stride does not pause, does not bend. If you defy this law, you will feel the ground turn liquid beneath you, vibrations shaking your bones loose long before their hooves arrive. You will not fall in a single instant. You will dissolve into the dust under pressure too vast to notice you. Rule 2. Walk in the path of their shadows. The herd flattens grass, carving corridors through the plain. These tracks are more than scars. They are the only safe roads. Predators avoid them, unsettled by the heavy scent of mammoth musk. Venomous serpents remain in tall grass, not where it has been trampled. To ignore these paths is to vanish into whispering stems. There, the silence exposes you. Cats sense stragglers outside the thunder. Snakes coil where stems hide them. To stray from shadow is to write your presence in letters of fear, a message predators know how to read. Rule 3. Read the wind before each step. The wind is not weather, it is language. It carries scents of musk, of blood, of water turned foul. It bends grass in patterns that betray motion you cannot see. Every gust is a warning. To walk without raising your face to the wind is blindness. Ignore it and you will stumble into ambush. You will step on the coiled body of a serpent, Feel its weight shift beneath you before the strike. Or you will enter the stillness of predators waiting upwind, your scent delivered into their teeth. Without the wind, you are deaf in a world of whispers. Rule 4: move when they move, rest when they rest. The herd dictates rhythm. They march, they pause, they rise again. Their halts are brief moments when dust settles, when silence returns. If you continue while they rest, you leave their protection behind. The silence you create becomes an announcement. Predators hunt silence. But if you match them, your exhaustion folds into theirs. When they halt, you halt. When they rise, you rise. In rhythm, you disappear into their vastness. Out of rhythm, you stand alone. And once alone, you will not be allowed to remain long. Rule 5. Never stare at the horizon. The plain tempts you with escape. Ridges shimmering in distance, landmarks that promise safety. But to chase them is to forget the ground. The horizon is a mirage. The true threats are near, beneath your feet. Ignore this law, and you will walk straight into hidden pits, brittle soil collapsing under your weight. Or you will fail to see the grass bending before a waiting cat, its body already crouched. Distance is a deception. Survival lies only in the immediate. Rule 6. Drink only when the herd drinks. Water is everywhere, but it is a trap. Pools collect in hollows, drawing every thirsty creature. Predators lie in wait, jaws just below the surface. Mammoths test these places by presence, their bulk forcing danger to retreat. Only then is water briefly safe. To drink alone is to kneel in silence. Your reflection will not remain solitary. Another shape will rise, teeth breaking the surface, hunger closing faster than you can stand. These are not guidelines. They are bones, a frame holding your breath together. Each step you take must coil itself around them, or you will become dust, buried by silence, by hunger, or by indifference. Obey them, and you may last another dusk beneath the thunder of mammoths. Break them, and you will join the plain. For a while, the rules hold. You match the rhythm of the herd, feel the tremor in the soil before each step, lift your face to the wind to taste its messages. The flattened paths guide you, the shadows stretch long, and for a time you believe you have found a seam of safety in this hostile plain. But survival is not endurance. Survival is balance, and balance always breaks. It begins with fatigue. The suit is light, built for protection, not for comfort. Inside, heat gathers. Sweat pools against your skin, trapped, unable to escape. The filters rasp louder as dust clogs them, each breath pulled through a throat of sand. When the mammoths rest, you collapse more heavily than they do. Rising is harder each time. You lag. Then the storm arrives. A wall of dust builds at the horizon, rising like a false mountain. The wind sharpens, slicing grit against your visor. Soon the mammoths blur into silhouettes, their forms fractured, shadows lost in the haze. The ground still shakes, but the sight of them, your only anchor, dissolves. And in the blindness, you break the first law. You step sideways, searching for their track, but the grass is unmarked beneath layers of blown grit. The herd's shadows vanish. You cannot tell their direction. For a moment you stand alone, no longer hidden by their immensity. The plain notices. The wind brings new scent. Iron, sharp, unmistakable. Blood. Somewhere near, a kill opens the air. And where there is blood, there are hunters. A flicker moves through the storm. Low, deliberate. A shape takes form. A cat, shoulders broad, muscles sliding beneath for the color of dust. Its fangs glint white, curving down past its jaw. Its eyes lock to you, steady, patient. It does not rush. It waits. It knows you will falter. Panic drives you into the grass. The second law fractures. You abandon the flattened path, forcing yourself into stems taller than your chest. They close around you, swallowing sound and sight. The ground becomes treacherous. Each step is blind. You cannot see where you place your feet. The soil betrays you. Your leg plunges into a hidden hollow. An ancient burrow collapsed into emptiness. Pain sears through your hip as your body twists. You fall hard, the impact rattling your suit, dust flooding your visor in a fine veil. You drag yourself free, but the tremor of the predator follows. You turn your face to the wind, desperate to read it. But the storm lies. The gusts twist in spirals, folding scents into confusion. Musk, dust, blood, all tangled. The third law collapses. You are blind, deaf, scentless in the one language that matters. The herd is near. You feel it in the ground, a drumbeat through your ribs, yet you cannot match their pace. Their thunder moves past you, their silhouettes fading into stormlight. You are a solitary rhythm exposed. You make one last mistake. You look outward, searching for their shapes against the wall of dust. The horizon consumes you, and while your eyes stretch far, the grass at your feet bends. A shadow lowers itself, closer than your breath. The cat leaps. Its weight crashes where you stood, jaws snapping through grit. You hurl yourself sideways, colliding with stems that lash your visor. The predator adjusts, circling. Behind it, the ground splits open in tremors. The herd is returning, an avalanche of flesh and tusks. You are trapped. Hunger before you, inevitability behind. The rules are broken. The plane has seen you, and it will not let you go. The herd arrives. At first, it is only vibration. Deep pulses threading through the storm, shaking dust from the air. Then sound, hooves striking in unison, tusks slicing arcs through haze. Mammoths emerge from the storm front like fragments of moving land, colossal, unbending. You are already cornered. The cat crouches between you and them, its body low, muscles taut, fangs gleaming like curved ivory blades. It does not retreat. Hunger is heavier than fear. It waits for your mistake. The mammoths do not wait. They never do. Their eyes see only distance. Their trunks sway. Their steps split the soil. They are weather-given form, a current that no shape smaller than themselves can resist. Your chest heaves inside the suit. Heat stings your skin, filters rasp, breath comes shallow. You try to move left, right, but the predator blocks every opening. Behind it, the herd spreads like a wall of inevitability. The cat lunges. You twist, the motion sluggish in fatigue. Its claws rake empty air, missing by the space of a heartbeat. You stumble, fall to one knee, grit smearing across your visor. The suit holds, but the weight of the land presses heavier with each breath. The herd reaches you. The cat turns, too late. The first wave of mammoths surges forward, tusks swinging, hooves splitting the ground. The predator leaps aside, but the space is already gone. A shadow descends. Thunder follows. Its body vanishes beneath pillars of flesh, its snarl cut short, consumed by dust and rhythm. And then you understand you are next. The rules echo like failures. Never step against the herd. Walk in their shadows. Read the wind. Move with their rhythm. Keep your eyes near. Drink only when they drink. Each one broken. Each one betrayed. You are the consequence. A calf passes close, its bulk filling your visor with hair and shadow. Heat radiates off its body, a furnace of muscle and breath. You try to flatten yourself to merge with dust. For an instant, you believe you might survive unnoticed. But escape is not part of this place. A tusk swings above you. Its arc does not strike, but the wind of its passage slams into your chest, spinning you sideways. Pain flares through your ribs as you hit the soil. Hoofs follow. The ground convulses, the shock of each strike rattling through the suit, through your bones. You see nothing now. Dust blinds, storm and herd fusing into one wall of moving earth. Sound devours thought, a rhythm that drowns your breath. Your body is only trembling. Your breaths rasp louder, filters choking, the system unable to separate air from grit. You try once more to rise, to match their pace, but your strength is gone. The mammoths surge past, and you are left in the seam of their wake. Silence does not return. The ground still quivers, the wind still cuts. The herd has moved on, yet you remain only as failure, as a body out of rhythm. There is no violence here, no hatred, only weight, only indifference. The herd continues. Their shadows elongate into the stormlight, fading, merging with distance. They do not remember you. They never saw you. The dust folds over you, swallowing sound, swallowing breath. The plane exhales. You are gone. The herd is forever.